guys, it's Holly here for PlayStation Access, and I'm in London and I have finally seen a game that I think looks absolutely beautiful. It is Ubisoft's Child of Light. I'm with Patrick, creative director on the game, and I want you to start by giving these guys a quick synopsis of what the story is all about.
So Child of Light is a turn-based RPG with side-scrolling, with watercolor art style. So the story is about a young girl, Aurora. She's from Austria, 1885, and she mysteriously wakes up in a magical world of Lemuria, and there she basically wants to go back home, but to do that she will have to embark on an adventure, and meet some friends, and face her darkest fear, basically.
Now the game, the art style is just beautiful. I mean, it looks like watercolors in motion. So how have you guys taken these beautiful illustrations and then made them into a game?
Well, we had the technology with the engine. It's the engine from Rayman Origin and Legend. So the idea is that we can take 2D asset and put it straight in game. And I wanted to push it more toward the feeling of a painting. So if Rayman is a little bit more cartoony, this one was really about, I want to play on a living painting. So a little bit like, there's that one movie with Robert Williams where he goes and like what dreams may come. But it's like, what if we take that, a beautiful painting, or even the concept art that people make on projects like Assassin's Creed. You see that those beautiful artwork, and they make those art books filled with it, and you're like, wow, it looks great. And so what if that would be the graphic of the game? So for me, that was really exciting, and I start talking about that with other people at UB, and there's a lot of artists that just wanted to join the project. I was super lucky. We had like 3 guys that were art directors. One guy that quit the project that was going on. He says, "I don't care, Pat, about that project anymore. I want to make, this is what I want to make in my life." It's like, so he's like, yeah, but there's stuff I don't want to. Anyway, so he joined the project. So you could see that there was a lot of passion from people, and they were able to put that that passion in the art. So it really makes a beautiful result.
It's not just beautiful visually, the writing as well. Everything is written like a poem. Am I right in thinking that script is technically longer than Far Cry 3's script?
Yes. In terms of pages, there's more pages. So there's a big challenge, but at the same time, it was an exciting challenge. I got that idea one morning. I was in the shower. I was
Do all the best thinking in the shower.
Yes.
Everyone comes up with their best ideas in the shower.
Yeah, because you're relaxed, so the brain releases different kind of hormones. So then you're like, what if we tried that? So it was the first, for the demo at first. So we get like, hey Jeff, we didn't start like oh, let's write the whole thing completely. That's a big challenge, and we'll see if it works. So we had the vertical slice of the game. It's like, what if we go with literally going with a poem. And he got, Jeffrey got really excited about the idea, and we made the test, and it worked great. And the style of the game, because then suddenly, before it was like difficult to find what's the right prose. You want something a little bit more modern, or in terms of language, but by putting it like in rhymes, then it matched what we wanted to create in terms of vibe for the game.
Well, it reads beautifully when you're playing. Now, the game, you've gone for turn-based RPG, which is a very old-school classic kind of mode, but you've tried to sort of integrate something a little bit different. Now, when people are playing, you kind of get a casting time.
Yep.
Do you want to talk about your decisions with the battle system?
Yeah, so what I wanted to do is to make sure that on every turn I have to make a decision. So if it's just turn-based, technically you're always just going to use the most powerful attack. So then suddenly you're not thinking every turn, you're just like button pressing attack. So there, with that notion of time and the casting, where there's an interaction period, it means that even this, the weaker attack can cancel the enemy's attack. So then suddenly that choice, if it's because it's quick versus a strong attack is long, then the weak attack is the best choice. So depending on the situation, then you have to make a tactical choice every turn. So for me that was exciting, and the fact that it's not precise how we're showing it. It's a little bit like, okay, I'm going to gamble this attack. So it makes it it makes every turn fun. And then the other thing that allows is the fact that we can use the second character on screen, the little firefly, to act as a modifier, so you can slow down the enemy. So then you can start using that to juggle the fight. And so that's the fact that the time it for me it gives that little extra to turn-based, and it's also an homage for Grandia 2.
Yeah, I was wondering if you'd say it.
Yeah, Grandia 2.
Grandia 2, it does speak a lot of Grandia
I remember
2.
one post on NeoGAF, and somebody says, why don't anybody rip off the Grandia 2 combat system? I was like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's for me that's a good premise for a fight system that would stay great for the whole experience. So that's what we started with.
Amazing. It really does make you think when you're playing. Now, you've mentioned the little firefly.
Yeah.
What about co-op? Because we can control the firefly with the right analog stick or with the touchpad on Visual Shock 4. But could someone pick up another controller and take over?
Yeah, it's super seamless. So basically, as soon as you have a second controller that is plugged in, and then there's some interaction with it, then automatically the second controller takes control of Igniculus. You can move it around. In terms of interaction, it's simple, So I wanted to make sure that the second character can help and not necessarily be like, because the idea originally is that you sit down with your child. In my case, I was playing Ni no Kuni, and I was like, but I was playing Ni no Kuni after my son was asleep. Because you come from work and then you're spending time with you're spending time in family, and then you wait until my son goes to sleep, and I'm playing Ni no Kuni. It's like, why can I just share that experience with my family and sit down and play and co-op in front of the TV? So then the idea was Mario Galaxy is great because you don't need to be super old or super experienced or good to make it. But so I wanted to keep that, but there's a sense that you can actually help. I wanted something that's more like, hey, sit down. It's going to be really seamless, and you're going to be able to participate with me on the adventure.
A key to any RPG is how you upgrade. Do you want to talk us through like the skills tree, because it looks kind of familiar to other kind of Ubisoft games we've seen before?
Yeah. Well, the premise of the skill tree, it looks a little bit like Far Cry 3, but the idea is there's 3 branches per character, and then every character that you meet, so there's like 6 other partners. Every one of them has their own skills, so there's not necessarily any skills that duplicate, and so basically you can specialize your guys in one direction, and then fight after that. You can swap to any character, a little bit like Final Fantasy X. So you're not limited to the 2 characters on screen. You have your whole party available, so there's a lot of flexibility in how you can approach the game.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
I feel like we've got a lot of RPGs sort of in common. I quite like this RPG thing going on. Now, thank you so much. Child of Light looks absolutely stunning between the art style, the gameplay, and the soundtrack. I'm very much in love. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to have even more news from the world of PlayStation coming up.